as much as I can. First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company's Black Series Edition LLC, Crystal Edge Technology Screens, and our FLE BT company. As I said before, when I get over to the new spot, I'm not going to be doing a lot of demonstrations. You know, I want to keep my work area private, but I'm going to get utilize as much as I can out of this garage area, which, you know, I want to show up as much of this screen as I possibly can. I'm going to be doing these demonstrations for clients when they come to check out the technology, but doing anything YouTube? No, we want to keep our location secret because we've had problems with people in the past stalking our company. Okay, so I'm going to come over here. Let's get 4K Snow Cottage.
Getting that from YouTube.
So, beautiful thing about our technology is it has something called a heightener times 10 technology. This is a formula part of the 77 that we drop in to allow screens to be able to read higher white levels. This is why we can do demonstrations called black versus black against black fabrics and films and paints and stuff like that, because they can't match the technology because they don't read that high that white level that they can pick up. So if you're developing a black technology, your contrast, yes, is important. It's important that your screen definitely shows up black, not gray. And what some people will do to cheat in these demonstrations, they will have a gray screen the entire time and try to pass it off as a black screen to be able to pick up higher white levels. But who are you lying to at the end of the day? Customer's going to find out. Distributors are going to find out. I'm going to find out. Everybody's going to find out that your screen is physically gray. So that's what they'll do. So when you do black versus black demonstrations, you have to have tons of demonstrations on these products. I have to do this in front of my investors. I have to do this in front of people I'm doing business with, because this is an advertisement, a product that I'm performing here. I got to perform it the same way out there, no matter what. So product has to work. And what I say out of my mouth has to exist. Can't just make stuff up by saying, hey, we have something called range gain, where you take the same exact screen paint, you paint it in a different direction and the gain changes. You have to prove that. You can't just make stuff up. So heightener technology, we have tons of demonstrations showing 1,000 lumen projectors, 50 lumen projectors, generating higher white levels than the black paints and fabrics and all that stuff. Yeah, black screen. We did test the black screen. We tested our Smarter Surface. They had a hard time picking up white levels. But anyway, you're going to have to be to do this, and you're going to have to do this surface against a white screen. Now, to show you that our screens aren't black, of course you can see the out edges of it, but to show you that no, my screen is actually 100% black. They're all black. This is all one big screen. It's all black. But just to show you how amazing the heightener technology is. So switch over here, and let's get it going over here. So that means that the theory behind black screens is the fact that they are not supposed to have the ability to pick up high white levels, especially in very well-lit environments, because this plagues the screen, and it gives the screen a really rough time of trying to produce brighter levels, especially when they're fighting ambient light in the environment. Well, our technology is designed to absorb and use that light in the environment to produce much brighter image. You know, the same thing like the FLE technology with that sun killer capability. That how it can draw in sunlight and pick up images, same scenario. And the heightener on those screens are pretty crazy, like 21s, 22s, or something way up there. But anyway, this has a heightener 10. So when we developed the Quasar, we wanted a screen paint that did everything. I mean everything. And it does. It does it all. On top of that, it's one of the brightest black screens on the market. And I mean actual black, not gray at the end of the day. Because I've seen that one already. And from an expert who's been in the field for over 7 years in black technology, that is the first thing you never ever want to display is a screen that's gray. Anytime I've developed technology, we first started under digital 4K crystal onyx. Check it out on our YouTube channel. We're the ones that actually are the fathers of making that technology. We had it first. I would know, an expert in the field of black technology, what I'm looking at. I love it how we get news that come on and they try to explain to me at the end of the day how a black screen is supposed to function. I was developing black technology before you even thought of on YouTube. So don't try to correct me and try to teach me something that I've known long time ago before anybody else. But I love it when they do that. It's interesting to watch. But your screen, when you paint it down, should never, ever come up gray. It comes up black. And then to lie and say that, oh, it's some kind of, hold on for a minute, 4K white screensavers, that say it's some kind of like highlighted black. No, it's gray. That's what it is. It's just gray. That's what it is. Black screens are black, gray screens are gray. That's how it works. I'm gonna do this snowy one, but I can grab another snowy one. This one, I'm gonna grab this one for this one. Doesn't really make a difference. Nope, we don't need to hear it. I'm good on the politics. I don't want to hear any politics.
The Discover flavor is the favorites in the Sonic app.
So as you can see, the heightener technology, in order for us to get those beautiful colors, in order for us to get that nice color balance and nice skin tones, that technology has to read an extremely high white level to do it. And I can do this on ultra short throw, and I can do it on long throw at the same time. And mind you, my setup in here cost me $70. That's it. Ultra short throw, sitting right on top of the screen, and long throw at a distance. And I can read that with no problem whatsoever. So no other screen paint has a heightener technology. Only we have that capability. And it's part of the Element 77. And see how dark that screen is? It's not gray. That's what you have to be careful about. That's why those tests are very important, called black versus black. So that way you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. Because you don't want to mess around and buy a gray paint and they claim it to be black. Let's see what I'm going to do on this side. I'm going to do 4K snow screensavers.
Getting that from YouTube.
I'm going to do the wolves on this side. There's a wolf, there's Wolfie. Let's go do Wolfie on this side. And let's see. There we go, Wolfie too. So that's one of the things we're asked about when it comes to black technology. Is the screen going to be too dark? Well, if that was the problem, my customers wouldn't be able to see it. I wouldn't be able to see it. People we do business with, they wouldn't be able to see it. It'd be virtually impossible, especially when you're on site and you're in commercial lighting. You're not like in a dedicated theater room setup, which they're in. We're in commercial lighting. So in commercial lighting, if that screen pulls, that means you got a pretty good screen. That's the reason why I'm against doing when people do settings in those environments, because they will manipulate the environments, make them seem like they're well lit when they're actually not. And then when they get to a commercial environment, they're going to have problems because they're used to being in a more catered environment for their screen paints or projection screens. And as you can see, whatever surface we go to, the heightener has the ability to be able to pick up a beautiful white level without the screen washing out and becoming unwatchable. Isn't that beautiful? That's one of the things I have to show up the strongest. Now, they already know black technology is going to be advancement over white screen and depth and color, but those white levels are really, really important to do. Let's get white screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
Now, for you gray screen paint makers out there, I can't express it enough. Where the heck is your star field at? I don't see any contrast level. I see a bunch of bright colors all over your screen, and they're not even bright, they're washed out. I don't see any contrast demonstrations. Do we need to make this a YouTube challenge? We already got enough of them. I just launched one a few minutes ago. Do we need to make this a YouTube challenge? Because that's what I don't see. I see all these demonstrations, and I don't see any contrast levels in fully lit environments, and that's the most important thing about a great screen, to read that contrast level. Whoops, not there. We don't need that. I need to go over to here, and I need to put up, because that's what you should be able to see. Should be able to see those contrast levels. And every time I bump into a gray screen, it's the same demonstration, a bunch of colors, try to pull colors. They use that because colors will fade less. They still fade, but they'll fade less. And they'll do those demonstrations like, look, my product is working perfectly fine. No, contrast, fully lit environment. Very important, it's a must. We can come on here, we can show your white levels in a fully lit environment on a screen that's ultra black, and we can do these demonstrations all day. I don't know why in the world I can't go on YouTube and I can't watch one demonstration of a gray screen and a fully lit environment showing a contrast level. You know why? Because they constantly lie and say that their products can pull that 100% contrast level when they know that's a lie. They can't read it. That's why you don't see them in fully lit environments. White screen saver.
Getting that from YouTube.
White screen saver. This white screen against mine. Go over here. There's a white screen against mine. So for those that are saying, well, you know, the white levels, no, white levels are perfect. They're perfect because there's a balance in there. So you can see I can show the Christmas cottage. Everything comes up nice and bright. Yeah, because that's what it's designed to do. 4K snow cottage. "4K snow cottage screensaver."
Getting that from YouTube.
There you go. See? The balance. You have to have a balance in there. If your screen's producing too high of a white level, you're going to have issues. 4K snow cottage. Oh, there's another one right there. I'll get that one next. So how important that is? So see, you have to have both contrast in white levels to complete color, and you have to have both for white levels because you're going to have some type of contrast in your white levels. Red screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
Red screen. What did she get me over here? I said red screen. How do we go from a red screen to a white screen? There we go. So that color balance is extremely important, which means when we ask for a white screen, when I first was doing this, I asked for a white screen, and you know, we had a lot of trolls in the room. They would come into the room screaming and carrying, you know, adolescent stuff I usually act. And they would come in and say, well, put it on a white screen. Let's see how your white levels are. When we put it on a white screen, oh, your white levels are poor. So they're thinking that the white levels, because it came out a little bit toned, that they're going to pretty much at the end of the day affect color. This is why I know when I ask these questions, when I go in and do these demonstrations, and I ask these questions, and I put that white level on first, and we watch them rant and carry on in the rooms. We used to have them in the rooms. And they would say from the door, oh yeah, automatically, because the white levels are higher on the white surface, it's going to pull brighter color. You don't know jack. You just told me at the end of the day, your knowledge in projection screen technology is poor because you don't realize that darker screens produce better color. It's not lighter screens. It's darker. If that was the case, like I said before, the white screen would be the most expensive screen on the market because it pulls the highest white level. If that was the case. They don't see any form of color. So when we had the trolls in the room and they were in the room carrying on and acting up saying, well, hey, you know, put it on a white screen, put it on a white screen. And they would go, oh, the white screen's going to pull the highest color ever. Don't know jack. This is how I know. You just told me at the end of the day that you don't understand projector capabilities. You don't understand the technology behind it. Everyone knows that the darker screens are the ones that pull the best color. But then you go through something called a sacrifice field, which means in the sacrifice field, it means that if you want to go darker to pick up better color, to pick up that infinity contrast level, something has to be sacrificed in the process. For gray screens, they want to be to pick up brighter colors. The sacrifice field is great. That means they can pick up their white levels, but they can't pick up color, they can't see contrast, and they're not ambient light projection. That's a lot of strikes against you. That's a massive amount of sacrifice, which means they require expensive projectors to fix the problem and dark environments to work. If I'm wrong, go check out YouTube. See if you know what I'm talking about. Every gray screen sits in that same environment. Whether your projector is ultra short throw, whether it's 4K, 1080p, 720p, it's an SVGA, WXGA, doesn't make a difference. You can't register. Period. Venue projectors, you can't even read. I got commercial projectors on the floor. I tested them. You can't see it. White screens, if that's the case, you're talking about the highest white level, that means the white screen would be the most superior screen on the market because it pulls the highest white level than any other screen. Its sacrifice field, no ambient light rejection, doesn't read color, doesn't see contrast. They're considered to be the bottom dollar poorest screens that you could possibly get on the market. White screens have been around since the 1920s, the solid era of movies. I know my history at the end of the day. I love how people come on and they talk about projection screens. You don't know the history of your very projection screen and its very existence. I do, because I study. I'm a history buff. I study all that stuff. So white screens have been around since the 1920s, and that would be the solid era of movies. So it'd be way lower than what they would use in aspect ratio of a 4.3. You're talking about 1.1. That's your aspect ratio, what they were using at that particular time. Same scenario of 4.4 and 8.8. That's what it was. And your screen size, 4x4, 8x8. That's what they use. But anyway, that's how older white screen sits back. Then silver came along right around the time in between gray. Because gray and silver popped up, and then you had the silver screen that popped up. The gray screens were developed for people who don't know much about gray technology. Gray screens were strictly developed that we have something better than the white screen. They pick up a slight little better color, slight little better contrast. You know why? Because they're slightly darker. So do you understand what I'm getting at here? So when you reach gunmetal stage, true gunmetal, because true gunmetal is on the verge of being black but not being black. Anyway, their whole purpose of the screen is to pick up darker levels. The same purpose of the gray screen. But when you got people that come on and say, oh no, the gray screen is to pick up a higher white level, you are so backwards on that, it's not even funny. You don't know your own history and gray screen paints? You go to any form site and make that statement, they will laugh you out of that room. No, the whole purpose of the gray screen wasn't to pull higher white levels. If that was the case, then you would just stuck with the white screen, because that pulls higher white levels. The purpose of the gray screen was to pull better contrast, better color, and to be able to absorb a little bit more light than the white screen. That's what it was designed for. So when you're talking about white levels, you're off. That's the white screens category. But the problem with the gray screens are absolutely obsolete. Why? Well, they can't pick up a white level like a white screen. They can't pick up contrast like a black screen. So where do they fit in? Tell me where they fit in. I would love to know this. They don't work on venues. We got tons of projectors sitting on the floor over there. And I got new Picos coming in. I got Picos over here right now. They don't run. I had laser projectors. Casios were laser projectors that we had in. They don't read on anything. I had 4K projectors in too. They don't read on that either. They don't read outside. They don't read inside. They don't ultra short throws. They don't read on nothing at all, period. They're considered budget screens. When you have a gray screen, you know what that says at the end of the day? You can't afford a certified gunmetal technology. That's what it reads. You're in the in-between area. So you can't read $3,000, $5,000, $7,000 for the big boy screens. And what color are those screens? Are they gray? No, those screens are ultra dark. Their sacrifice field, with their technology, some don't run on ultra short zones. They suffer from narrow viewing cone effect. Some have issues with fully lit environments because sometimes it inflates the screens. It causes a reflection issue. It causes narrow viewing cone effects. That's what can trigger your screen. On top of that, consider the fact they can't read the Infinity 1 contrast level because the screens technically aren't black, they're actually dark gray. Still doesn't give them the ability to read Infinity 1s. And without that, that means their color balance gets thrown off, which means they require calibrating. I know their technology because I studied it for years. But they are better technology than the gray and whites at any given day. They show a more superior picture. And that's why they have that reflective surface to pick up higher white levels, because they go through a sacrifice field. The darker you go, your sacrifice field starts to grow. Now, if you can't read the contrast levels to begin with, you're still within the sacrifice field because you're doing what the white screen's doing right now. No, it's not ambient light rejection technology, it doesn't have contrast, and it can't read color. Once you reach an Infinity 1 screen, then you have the ultimate screen. You got a screen that picks up perfect color balance, it picks up 100% infinity contrast, and it can absorb light like there's no tomorrow. But in order to have that level, you must show testing to prove you have this. Because black screens are the most difficult screens and the hardest screens to prove that they actually do work. So your demonstrations, Mr. Partey, are a fail. Because you don't have enough tests on your products to prove that that screen actually does function. And you're talking to a person who's a veteran in the field. I'm not a noob at the end of the day. Like I said, can go back and I can show you my archives where I was developing black technology before you would even thought of on YouTube. So I would be head of the pack. I'm the big dog when it comes to black screens. I'm the one who developed it. But anyway, I know what I'm talking about. These are the demonstrations you'll be seeing at the end of the day. I can take everyday black paint, remove our stuff out of here, hit it with any one of these projectors, and do a demonstration. I can take the same black paint, stick it against one of our screens, and watch that thing turn dark right in front of you. And you watch color won't transfer on it, nothing will transfer on it. Maybe that's the reason why states got canceled. I heard about that. I told you I found out about that. That test that went on, he's canceled 3 states. 3 states. Why would you cancel it? And against the person who actually wanted to purchase the product from him to do the test. He canceled his state. That tells you right there that stuff is fake. That stuff doesn't work. But these are the tests that are required. You have to do these. So when I go to a channel and I look up a black paint, gray paint, whatever it is, I'm expecting to see 20 to 30 videos on this stuff. I'm expecting to see some kind of testing proving that this person knows what they're talking about. And we didn't find nothing at all. So, just to clear it up here, ultra short throw, long throw doesn't make a difference without the technology. It's not going to read. And you can go out and spend the money. That's why some customers come on. Some customers will come on and go, well, let me do my research. I advise you to do your research. Please do. Go do your research. Come back to me later. Because I've done it already. I've been in the field for now about 14 years now. Been in the field for a while. I've tested everything under the sun I can get my hands on. You know the kind of person I am. I will go after it if it's out there. Just like I went all the way over to Ireland to pick up a screen called Smartest Surface and had it shipped in here to test against my product. I will challenge anything. So with that being said, I have quite an advance of information on what's going to work and what's not going to work. So you'll go out and what most people do is they go buy themselves an expensive projector, think it's going to have all the bells and whistles and that's going to produce billions of colors to the screen and I'm going to get all these wonderful colors. That's a lie. It's not going to happen at all, period. I did it myself. I lied to myself on my BenQ MS500, which you need to buy again. It's one of my first projectors I ever purchased. Never forgot it. But that's a lie. It's not going to happen. 3,600 lumens. That projector right there, the NEC, is 6,000 more lumens than a P2. It can't read the screen on white. So it doesn't make a difference. And I've done this on venues. I've done this at venues at around 2 feet from a screen. And it won't pick up. So, white screen's not going to help. I don't care what you buy, what you get, it's not going to help you at all. You're going to have to upgrade. Unless you're going to be stuck in the dark with a projector, you're going to get 20% out of it, you paid a lot of money for. Gray screen paints. A little bit of an improvement you will get from that. But you're still stuck in the same boat. Smaller hole, sinking less, but still you're sinking at the end of the day. Not as fast as the white screen with the large, massive hole in the side of it where you're just going to drop just like that, disappear. It's going to take a while, but you're still going to go down. Because gray screens can't read infinity 1 contrast level. So what's going to happen when you show a star field or some kind of demonstration involving contrast, which contrast is embedded in everything. Call of Duty fans that like to do night missions. At the end of the day, that's all dark environments. You know that, right? So what's going on with that? I see a lot of you sitting in the dark with those projectors. You should be in full environment, showing up that beautiful display of all those collectibles that you have in the background, which I find quite amazing. But I can't see it because you're stuck in the dark. But anyway, gray screen can pick up a little bit, but it's not an improvement. You're still sinking at the end of the day. Now let's get to the gunmetal ship. Gunmetal, the flagships, the big boy ships. They can read in fully lit environments. They can pick up at 50 lumens. I watched the Black Diamond do it. They can register amazing contrast levels. Not black, but a heck of a lot better than that gray and white screen at the end of the day. And they can read beautiful colors. Smaller hole. Takes a couple of days for that thing to sink. And then you register to black, which would be us. In the carbon now, because the carbon's a black screen, which is Black Diamond. Because they were smart to develop a black screen. Because they saw the future. They saw what we were doing. But anyway, black screen pops up. And they don't have any form of holes. They can maintain for many, many years, and they can upgrade at will. And keep in mind, they read the infinity 1 contrast level. they can pick up amazing color balance and their white levels. If they know how to design the technology properly, they can pick up a high white level. Something that a white screen can't turn it unwatchable, even a silver surface can't turn it unwatchable. They can maintain. Now, I don't know about the carbon black's white level, I don't know. I do know it can read an Infinity 1 level, and I know the colors have to be amazing on it because, again, any screen that can read 100% black can pick up those beautiful colors. But you're still going to have that color balance, a white level balance in there to be able to pick up those colors. It involves both. What you're looking at here is what you call the future. I've been telling you people this for years. I told you that there's going to be a certain amount of time that a certified screen is going to turn black. Carbon black, black diamond, they have a black screen. I told you this, that the black technology is the more superior technology. Diamond's a big company at the end of the day. Why in the world would they turn around and make a black screen? Why? They've been making gunmetal technology for the longest time. Why would they change to a black screen? Why? Well, that's what Mr. Bird was telling you on camera over and over again, that the black technology is future. I've been telling you that for years. But you gray screen paint makers and people have white screens for the longest time and doing the same old stuff. He doesn't know what he's talking about, blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. And now what? You are so far behind, it's not even funny. Who knows how long they've been researching the carbon black? Probably been doing it for quite some time. It takes years to develop that technology. You're so far behind that it's not even funny. I told you, one day you will see a certified screen pop up and it'll be black. I told you that. And now we have one. Black Diamond's got a carbon black. And next thing you know, Elite Screen's going to fall in line, DMP Supernova, all of them. They're all going to fall in line. They're all going to get black screens. Then there's going to be a category in ABS forums about black screens. Funny, the same site that I went to with a black screen that told me that there's no way in the world there's ever going to be a black screen on the certified. You guys are idiots at ABS forums. You're definitely freaking idiots. Because I told you a long time ago this was going to happen. But no. Who wants a black screen? Who wants to bother with a black screen? You guys are freaking dinosaurs over there at the end of the day. Now what? Boy, I tell you, that humble pie must be tasting real good, man. You better get yourself a big glass of milk, because you're going to choke on that one on the way down. So you had a person on your site that showed up on black technology before anybody else had it, and you banned them from the site because you were afraid of the technology, and now Diamond has a carbon black that you're talking about on the site? Oh my goodness, unfreaking believable. But I like the fact to say I told you so. But anyway, I'm going to go to court pretty soon. I'm going to get a bunch of lawyers, and we're going to lock it in that my company is the one who started the black technology, so that I can have that form of credibility on my table before the rest of these screens start converting over to black technology. I want it to be known that we started it first. And they can take me to court on it. You won't win at the end of the day. None of those black screens will win because we started it first. Check my timestamp date when I started versus yours. Yeah, that's going to be an easy win. So it'll be noted in Wikipedia everywhere that our company is the one who started black technology. Because everybody wants to be us. Everybody. Carbon black, they developed the black technology, we had it first. Series, we can't call you this stuff is not black. Because the first time I saw Black Diamond, it was black. It wasn't gray, it was black. It's black, it's black, it's black. Any of the black paints I've seen down through time. Even the screen called Smarter Screens. It's still black, it's black. Your screen, on the other hand, came out gray. That's not black, it's gray. And they try to lie and try to say that was some kind of highlighting of gray, black. Get out of here with that nonsense. It's basically gray. That's what it is.
Maya knows how quality care can bring out a smile.
Let me see.
But it's been a few dog years since she was able to enjoy a smile.
Yep, that's what it comes down to, baby. That's what it comes down to. We are the leaders of black technology. I told you it was going to happen. I warned y'all and told you it was going to happen. It's a matter of time before a certified pops up and it's black. Told y'all. I gotta find that video. Literally telling you it was going to happen. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Certified screens are meant to be gunmetal. You're going to be gray. You're going to be white. Da, 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 da. Yeah. The only people who saw the future were my customers saw the future of black technology. Those who denied it, well, Yeah, your screens are obsolete. This is what I've been telling you for the longest time. The gunmetal technology, obsolete. Gray screens, obsolete. White screens, obsolete. Black screens are the number one screens. Your color and white levels at the exact same time in a fully lit environment. Now, Diamond was smart enough to realize that their gunmetal screens weren't going to be enough for the future. They went in and developed a black screen. What does that tell you at the end of the day? Told you that Mr. Bird was right the entire time. He was telling you this was going to happen. And soon you'll go into a movie theater and you'll realize the screens are black now. Told you. So as for people like Crow, you're obsolete. You're beyond obsolete. You're gone. You don't even exist. Told you. Technology. You roll with it, get crushed with it. That's how it works. Told you it was coming. And meanwhile, our white levels of our technology, immaculate. Now, the reason why I'm not worried about the other screens converting to black, because we have a screen that can reach sunlight. They can't do that. I know, I've researched all their stuff. They don't have a screen that can absorb 100 to 120,000 lux of direct sunlight. We have that, which means we're already ahead of them. It took them forever to catch up to black technology, which we had it for years. And now that they finally reached that plateau, we now have a technology that's black that can absorb sunlight. They don't have that. Got to be ahead of the game. See, gentlemen, at the end of the day, for some reason you think that I'm trying to keep up to you. What do you have for me to keep up to? You don't have anything for me to keep up to. You don't make nothing. You have nothing. I'm not trying to be rude here. You just don't have anything. If you did have something, I wouldn't have your cancellation sitting on my desk. So you don't have anything. What I'm looking at is the certifieds. The certifieds are constantly designing and involving new technology. That's what I'm watching. I'm watching the TVs. OLED technology is constantly evolving, constantly doing something different. So, we develop a technology that can absorb sunlight. That is the ultimate technology of all technologies. Because that means that the screen can absorb 100 to 120,000 lux of light, which is more light than you have in your environment. We can get that screen to fire up anywhere. We can stick it on the side of a billboard and it will still produce something that a certified screen of black technology and what they have will never be able to accomplish. Because we're watching them, not watching you, watching them, watching the TV technology, seeing what they were doing to engineer technology that would be more advanced than them. Doesn't make a difference what projector you have at the end of the day. Sunlight is the ultimate killer for a projection screen. You learn to conquer sunlight, you conquer everything. They were off in a different direction. We were in another direction, developing FLE technology. And we already got the coatings to be to convert any surface we want to technology. Two things we need to work on is heightener technology to get the screen to produce higher white levels, and the second is to be able to the ability to conquer sunlight. Those are the two things we needed to work on. Black technology, we can turn the screen to any color we want. We have shifting capability to make screens darker. We had that down pat. We're done on that. The two elements needed was white. A higher white level and the ability to absorb sunlight. So you imagine a projection screen that's ultra black and the ability to be able to produce an amazing, insane white level, but not only that, the ability to be able to absorb sunlight itself. We got a beast of a screen coming out, and we already have it at 60%. That's what ad tech is. Ad tech is not only advertising. Ad tech is a whole new way of basically of watching your own home theater projection screen setups for every application you could possibly think of. And you guys are over there bickering and complaining over little tiny things like our screen paints. We're in there building empires, get ready for our next level. So now I'll be out there with my luxury office, beautiful workspace, And with investors coming and looking at the same thing you're watching on YouTube with the all and signing $1 million contracts for that technology. And what do you think is going to happen when we actually launch AdTech? AdTech is worth millions of dollars. AdTech has so many applications to it, it's not even funny what that thing can do. Small peanuts, people, in the past, look at the small peanuts. I could literally make a screen paint, never launch it, and just use it to taunt you to keep you occupied while I work on something else. That's how easy. And meanwhile, I can do this. 4K Snow Cottage.
Getting that for YouTube.
You think small. They think always small. Little screen, 4x4 sitting in a window. Are you kidding me? That's not impressive to me. I take 150 inch and stick it in a freaking commercial window, take a projector that costs under $400 and get fish to push through it. That's impressive. Because you can get a screen to do that. Sit up in a window. The one surface, that one element of light that I see wash screens out left and right. A window I see screens running high from all the time. And we could stick a 150 up in there, put a projector behind it, and let light push through from outside and push fish through it. So if we could do that, imagine what we could do inside. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's go over here and let's pull up Starfield screensaver.
Getting that for YouTube.
Full case snow screensaver. Have to be the transition. It's an extremely important part when it comes to projector technology. The transition process, which means your screen has to be able to generate extremely high white level and 100% infinity level at the exact same time. Because when your screen starts to change, so you're watching something with Starfield and it switches over to white. Switches to white, back to Starfield. That happened to somebody's screen, didn't it? They were actually showing off these white levels, and then all of a sudden they went to go switch over, and their screen was gray, not black. They couldn't read the contrast levels, because you can't do a transition on that screen. I can mimic your exact same demonstration easily. Snow Cottage, screensaver. This is what you were trying to do, and you failed. The Series A, or what are you going to call that stuff, failed. You were trying to do this, and you failed. Infinity contrast level, ultra white. You were trying to do this. But the problem is that you don't have real technology. Just a little message to you, Mr. Danny or Parte or PSV, you call yourself. Let me explain something to you from a person who's been developing black technology for a very long time. When I tell you that you don't know jack, you do not know jack. Can you learn it? Yeah, you can. You can learn it. But it takes time. You don't have enough time. You don't have enough information, knowledge, and skill level to develop black technology. And no one should ever trust you to paint that stuff to anything because you're going to mess up and screw up their screens. You can't even tell me what the gain is on your product is. That's the first big problem. What is your gain? What is range gain? Explain it to me. Can't explain it to me. You don't know what you're talking about. That's the problem. Like I heard somebody say that he could develop in rear projection technology. We can, because we're experts in that field. Where your rear projection technology at? Because you do know that involves black technology. Rear capability is involved in black technology. So where are your demonstrations on rear projection? You don't have them because you don't know what you're talking about. So like I said, you can get mad over this and bitter about this, but I'm an expert at the end of the day. You are not an expert in black technology. You do not know what you're doing. Specification sheets for black technology are too short. We max out over at 8,000 easy. So you do not know what you're talking about. Using rollers to do rear projection, Everybody in the field knows you don't do that. You're marking damage to screen. The way you paint the screens this way, you don't paint screens this way, you paint them this way. Because it's a headache. Oh my goodness, the guy doesn't know what he's talking about. No, he knows what he's doing. Oh my goodness. That's the scary part about it. Watching people come on air with these fake black paints and don't have the skill level to be able to complete it. That's why we're going to flood YouTube with the deny me not or match them better. This educates the customer that they should know if they're going to buy a superior screen paint, the real deal, that they can ask the questions at the end of the day saying, well, look, Mr. Bird launched all these demonstrations. Can you do the exact same thing he just did? That's why they don't like those demonstrations. Or challenge YouTube too. Because anyone on YouTube, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're an influencer, whoever you are. I don't like your demonstrations. I can't stand it. That Epson projector, they stuck that thing right in the middle between two windows. Blinds were shut on both sides. Can you please turn the camera around so I can see what's going on the other side? You have windows back there so you can see those windows are making direct contact. There's no way in the world you're going to have a projector sitting in the middle and two windows. What, the light's going to come around and turn and hit the screen? That's physically impossible. And then the blinds were open, and then they make a statement by saying, I'm in a fully lit environment. No, the freak, you're not in a fully lit environment. I see you influencers do this stuff all the time. You'll be in these dark, poorly lit medieval environments and say you're in a well-lit environment. You show no contrast levels, well, you do, but they're in a dark environment, and you show a bunch of colors. Fail, fail, fail. So I'm going to start challenging now. I want to see real demonstrations. I want to see fully lit environments. That's what I want to see. And get rid of these high-powered machines at the day. Get some of these low-level machines. Show me what that screen can do at the end of the day. I tell you, if I was a person at the end of the day that made the approval of what screens can be sold on the market, I guarantee you that every last screen that I approve of, it's going to be top-notch. I see too much of these demonstrations of these poorly lit environments and poor performance screens. One guy I had a conversation with, he's the one that does a demonstration with a little window on the side, and he's got little lights on the corners and all that. And he says, look how well lit the environment is. Buddy, I had a conversation with him, and it felt so good to finally get him in a room and have a conversation with him. What you showing? I'm not seeing a fully lit environment. It's really well lit. You see the windows open. Showed him a demonstration of 150 outside, showing lizards on the screen, and that right there changed the entire topic right there from the door. This is ambient light projection technology. Here's a demonstration of 180-inch off a ceiling, showing contrast levels. Show me something. Conversation didn't last long. Yeah, because y'all all do the same thing. Everybody follows the same leader. You all sit there and do the same demonstration. High power projector, dark environment, little bits of light, maybe a little candle over here, a little light there, something there, something there. We're in a well-lit environment. No, the freak you're not. And let me get to the point where I start buying y'all stuff up and testing y'all certified screens. You don't want that at the end of the day. I don't like how y'all do your job. Anybody on there with them knockoff projectors? Bunch of influencers jump on with those projectors. Oh, they're fantastic machines and blah, 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 blah. Now we got a hold of it. Now you go type in knockoff projectors, AI pulls up us. Doesn't pull anybody up, pulls us up, our channels up. Because we were the ones talking about those projectors were trash. They're garbage. But no, these guys will come in, put it in a dark environment, and go, oh, it's working perfectly fine. It's an amazing, excellent projector. That thing is trash at the end of the day. You darn well know it. Stop lying. We get it. We trash that machine. We put the real tests up there. Fully lit environments, put against dark screens, put against certified, put against other projectors. We do real testing on them. And then they'll come back later on and say, you know, it's an okay projector, but I mean something more for a kid's projector. Now your point of view changes. Like Valva, coming to lie about their projectors being 4K projectors. Got them to tell the truth, didn't we? GM Go, another company, talked about their projectors being 4K. Got them to tell the truth, didn't we? There you go. There you go. And they banned us from their channel too. GM Go banned us from their channel. They Valve 2 banned us too also. You know, sucker me at the end of the day. I know what I'm talking about. That's why they're going to be scared to death. I walk into a trade show and I see one of their screens and they're like, oh my goodness. This freaking nightmare. He's here. He is definitely here. Yeah, I'm here. I'm going to question your screen at the end of the day. Why the heck is that thing sitting in a dark environment on an ultra short throw projector? Why is your screen freaking gray? Ain't this supposed to be black? The colors are washed out. Firmware. What the frick are you talking about firmware? We gotta wait for this thing to load up for firmware just to get color blue to pop up? Really? That's kind of jacked up, isn't it? Yeah, they would hate me at one of those sites. They would hate me. But it's the truth. You should be asking those questions. You're the consumer paying for this at the end of the day. Shouldn't you be asking these questions? And I have my black screen in there. You better not say out of your mouth that your screen pulls a contrast level, because we're definitely going to have a little talk. Any certified screen. Your screen's not black, you're going to have a black technology, and you sit there and say, yeah, we pull a heavy contrast, or what kind of contrast are we talking about here? Are we talking about shades of gray, or are we talking about actual physical black? They'll probably call security. He's harassing us. I'm going to ask you a simple, basic question. I got kicked out of a booth over at Best Buy. I got kicked out of one of their booths one time because I kept getting up and I kept walking over to the screen because I wanted to see if the screen went black on an angle. So that's why I kept getting up, and the guy kept taking me, saying, "Look, sir, it's better if you sit here in the middle. You can visualize your optimal viewing pleasure." And I'm like, I want to see if I can see it from over there. If I got this thing sitting in my living room, I want to make sure I can see the screen as I'm walking in. I want it to go dark on me, and I got to walk up in the front to see it. So I kept getting up, and I kept walking over to the side of the screen. The guy kept getting mad. He kept pushing me back over. I said, "Well, why is the screen going dark?" I'll sit here, and I'll slowly inch over to see how far it takes me before that screen becomes unwatchable. And he's watching me do this. Kind of thing that keeps disrupting me. Your screen has a narrow viewing cone effect going off, so that means your screen actually goes darker as you turn to the side. The only way you can visualize it is you're standing right in the center of it. So what use would this be in a home setting? Now I can see if you had it in a dedicated theater room where everybody's going to be sitting this way, but not when you have it in a setting where everybody's going to be sitting around the screen. And there I got kicked out of the booth. So when you see me at forum sites and they say, "Oh, we kicked them out so they be selling product," I don't need your site to sell. I have several websites. I sell on Facebook. I sell everywhere. And I'm going to be selling out there. No, I get kicked out of your site because at the end of the day, you can't back up what you say, and I can. That's why. But I'm not going to sit there and become a yes man and agree to everything you say. I'm going to challenge what you have to say at the end of the day. 4K Snow Cottage.
Getting that from YouTube.
Starfield screensaver. We don't want to show favoritism. Like maybe he's doing it on this side because this has a 4001, this has a 1001. Doesn't make a difference. It'll read on either one of them. I can switch back and forth all day long. Doesn't make a difference. You should be reading Infinity 1. You should be reading beautiful levels. Whether your projector is 50 lumens, 1,000 lumens, it doesn't make a difference. You should be able to read it. And you shouldn't be stuck in dark environments. All right, people, I got to go. I got to jump on Facebook. Got a demonstration to do. I put a challenge out there for anyone on YouTube to match our exact same demonstration, whether it be ultra short throw and long throw. You must be done at the same time. And the demonstration, you will be in a fully lit environment when you do this demonstration. I don't want to see some sprinkles of lights and light dark nonsense. Lighten it up in there. I want to see contrast levels. I want to see color, and I want to see you matching against a white surface. That's going to be your comparison screen, a white surface. Since we want to do demonstrations on YouTube next to our products, then we're going to start issuing challenges now to all of YouTube, of all projection screens, everybody. See, I did like the little test that was done. I liked it, but it's not my kind of test. You know what kind of test we like to do. Our tests are brutal. They're designed when we do our tests so we know that other screens won't be able to withstand what we do. So now we'll have our own form of challenges for you too. And one of those challenges involves to be able to absorb 120,000 lux of direct sunlight, which is coming up very shortly. I want to see if anyone on YouTube can complete it. Since everybody wants to now be better than the mother-in-law screen, so now we're going to give you actually our test that we do. And this is going to involve you basically spending some money out of your pocket, which you shouldn't have a problem doing. So you're going to pick up some nice low-end projectors. It's going to save you some money. You're going to pick up some high-certified projection screens. You're going to do everything that we do exactly the exact same way. I don't want to see any different projectors. I said exactly match or better. So whatever projectors I'm using in my demonstration, you will do exactly the exact same machine. The only way I don't expect you to use is the projector mapping, because that particular piece of equipment is hard to get. Unless you got something else. If you got another form of projector mapping, knock yourself out, please do get it. But that's what we want to see. So we're going to give YouTube our test. Let me see. What are we doing here with this? I'm done with all this. What do we got for time? We've been up early. I had to get stuff done. Oh. Snow Wolfie! Snow Wolfie! Snow Wolfie. 100% Snow Wolfie. Just boot goofing. I'm just boot goofing. We just boot goofing? We boot goofing. Boot goofing. 100% ostrich skin, 3 easy payments. Just boot goofing. I love that. I'm reading around one more. Yeah, that's what we're going to start doing. Since, YouTube is all a talk about the mother of all screens, now all you influencers got new challenges coming up. We do projecting screens. You're going to have to be able to do exactly what we do now. And I've seen your demonstrations. You don't do this. I already know from the door. So you have to do your demonstrations. So we're calling you, at the end of the day, liars. Because your products don't do exactly what you claim to do. Those projectors in those dark environments, you're cheating those machines. Those machines do much better than that. That Samsung projector, are you kidding me? Sony, those projectors at the end of the day, and you can't get those things to fire up in fully lit environments and look like this, and we use these cheap projectors. It cost me $70 for both of them. So you're going to have to show us. Show me at the end of the day that you can do the same thing we can do. Because the reason why I want this is because I want to be to say that I can challenge all of YouTube, and no one's been able to match one of our demonstrations. You have any idea what that puts under our belt for my investors at the end of the day? When you see me watching these demonstrations, you see me go through their channels one by one. I see the same thing over and over again. And you hear me under my breath saying, there's the contrast levels. Why are we in a dark environment? What the freak is that projector doing in an environment that dark? You call that ambient light? There's a little bit of light. It's got one little window. Why are the curtains pulled all the way over? How come the condensed lighting's way halfway across the room is not hitting directly on the screen? Tons of questions. Y'all, why are y'all faking y'all demonstrations? So I'm calling you out now. $4K demonstrations, TLC.
Getting that from YouTube.
Literally have to go into YouTube rants every time I go on YouTube. See the most jacked up demonstrations ever. One of the parts that I don't like to really eat my lunch is when they show the screen with all the lights on, and then when they show it again, the lights are off. But why didn't you show it with the lights on? What the heck is up with that? So I guess we are going to have some interaction with YouTube, because now I'm challenging all of YouTube. We can't find any more certified screens to test. We ran out of that. There's nothing left for us, to be honest. There's nothing left. I've done everything on Amazon. I've done everything on eBay. I have nothing left. So, you got to challenge something, because I told you the other day, I don't care how good the money is. I need a challenge. This is how it works for me. So, I'm going to start challenging YouTube. I'm going to challenge any site, AVS forums, all of you. I'm challenging all of you. Show me a decent demonstration. Show me the same thing we're doing. I don't want to hear, well, it's got to be, and you have to be an ambient light controlled environment. You have to use this particular picture. I don't want to hear that nonsense. If I could sit here and do this at $70 in a fully lit environment on a surface that cost me $28, if I can do that on cardboard on a projector that cost me $75 on an SVGA 600 by 800 res projector, I don't know why you can't do it. I don't want to hear the tradition nonsense. The tradition nonsense is old. It's dinosaur. That's what it is. It's nothing but a dinosaur. You have to be in ambient light controlled environments to optimize the colors and contrast. You have to use high-powered, expensive projectors to put more back into the screen, billions and billions of colors, and tri laser projector, 4K laser projectors. and it has to be 4K. And you know, 2 million, 3 million, 10 million, 20 million one contrast, all that nonsense at the end of the day. And you're still stuck in environments that are poor after going through all that protocol. And yet I can do this easily. Show me something. Because you better show it to me before we launch that ad tech technology. Because those screens absorb direct sunlight. Before the legendaries come out, before the gamer screens come out, all those screens are designed to absorb sunlight. So if you can't show me anything by then, it's lights out for you. Until then, ha, ha, ha. I'm loving it. And as for my customers at the end of the day, if we can come out there and we can challenge people on that level, if we could do that, then that tells you at the end of the day why our technology is number one. Because I can go out there and make that challenge. Crow, Partey, and the rest of you guys can't do that, can you? You can't challenge all of you too, can you? Have you tested every certified screen? No. We have. You gotta have confidence in your product. You got to have confidence. You can't be canceling whole entire states, Partey. Can't be doing that, Danny. Can't be canceling entire states because you're afraid. Can't be pulling down your marketplaces. Can't be returning money back to people's accounts. Can't do that. Same thing with you, Crow. You can't do that either. You can't give money back and make up excuses. You have to stand behind your product. I can come on here and I can challenge all of YouTube. I've been through all of YouTube. I've done tons and tons of researching on everything I can get my hands on. Because you know why? I need a challenge at the end of the day. So if I need a challenge, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to hunt down every screen I can literally get my hands on. Only screen I can't really get my hands on is the carbon black. And I'm trying to get my hands on one of those. I don't see you guys doing that. So that means if I've done that, I've done the research, done the testing, I've done some of these demonstrations, and none of my Deny Me Not or Match or Better demonstrations. I have a demonstration called the 1100 Lumen Challenge. It's been up for 5 years. No one's beat it yet. So now it's time to take my energy and redirect it online over to everybody. And the customers want to see that. You know why? Because the customers want a product that somebody can stand behind. If I see somebody out there talking about their screens and how they're putting out Match or Better demonstrations, they're putting out Deny Me Nots, they're out there doing stuff on a different level that no one else is doing. They're standing behind their product. They can challenge anybody any given time. I'm buying that product because that person stands behind it 100%. I like that confidence level. That's what I like. And I find it funny, and this is really funny, that the tests were even actually done due to the fact that you guys canceled your products. All right, we had fun with this. We put our time in for this. We're trying to keep our videos short because I gotta start paying for time pretty soon. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching the demonstration. We do these challenges at the end of the day to back up our products 100% and prove that our products are more superior than others. And in order for you to stand behind a good product, you must be to back it up 100%. If you can't back that product, it's not worth your time. Or if they can't back that product, it's not worth your time. Gotta go. Thank you all, and God bless.